This is the Shepherds. We're going to talk about Ridley Scott, the director. I'm going to pass it on to you, Si, then.
Oh, okay. Basically, oh, thank you very much, Richard. Yeah. Basically, this has been a conversation. It's just been an overdue conversation. It's been on my mind for years and years and years and years and years. And I need to get it out there and just put the fucking truth out there. And the truth when it comes to Ridley Scott, and the truth is this: Ridley Scott is an overrated director. All right. And before you like gasp and clutch your pearls and accuse me of heresy, yeah, I know he's done a few good films. I know he's done some really, really good films. Blade Runner is a game changer of a movie. No question about it. So is Alien 1. Game changer of a movie. Problem is, those movies are 40 years old. Yeah, and I'm talking about recent Ridley Scott. When I mean recent, I'm talking like last 20 years. He's kind of shown us that he's not as good as what people say he is. And you look at this body of work that he's got, look at his whole body of work, and you can see that he's got some weaknesses. And because of these weaknesses, he can't be considered a brilliant director anymore. He just can't be. What I tend to find with Ridley Scott, and I think the first red flag was for me was Gladiator. I thought it looked great. I saw things in there that I probably hadn't saw before on the screen, but the film just left me cold. I think it's because Russell Crowe's in it. I'm not a big fan of Russell Crowe. I think he's overrated as well. But it just left me cold. Really did. Didn't hurt. I think it also hurt that a lot of it was bullshit because he's playing around. He's one of these directors where, like a bit like Quentin Tarantino. I might speak about him a bit later. But they're directors who will jump into history, take characters out of history, and bullshit about them essentially. And I think, for instance, in Gladiator, you got Commodus the Emperor and whatnot, who was a real person. But half the shit that happened in that film didn't happen. And I've got a problem. I have got a problem with that. I've got a problem with directors that try to change history. But
Did the same with Napoleon, but go on.
Did the same with Napoleon.
Yeah.
And I think Kingdom of Heaven. I've got some anachronisms as well.
Shit movie.
And see, hang on, I'm going to get into that. And this is the problem. This is the main problem with Ridley Scott. A Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut, is actually a good movie. I think it's a good movie. Probably the last one I like that he did. But the theatrical cut, you're right, Rich, is shit. And this is the problem with Ridley Scott. He's one of these directors that need to take 2 bites of the cherry to do a good movie. Same with Blade Runner. The theatrical cut, it's gone through many different edits. There's a theatrical cut, there's a director's cut, there's a director's cut, there's the final ultimate cut. Depending on your sensibilities, everybody likes a different cut. The problem with Ridley Scott, he can't decide. I think he's just he's a visual director, but he's not very good at telling stories. So for him to do a good movie, he has to have a tight script done by a good writer, completely locked down script, no fucking around. This is the script, Ridley. You can't shut the fuck up and shoot the script. It is a tight script. He probably needs a decent editor, and he needs a strong producer that'll rein him in. Once he's got all these things, Ridley Scott can do a good movie. If he hasn't got those things, you get shit like Kingdom of Heaven theatrical cut. You get shit like Prometheus and Alien Covenant. You get shit like Robin Hood. I know you like, what's that, American Gangster? I know you like American Gangster. Again, it's another movie that leaves me cold. I can watch it. Again, another movie that's got Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe in. I watch that movie and I forget what happens in the movie 5 minutes after I watched it.
Which movie, sorry?
American Gangster.
American Gangster's quality, but go on.
I know people say it's quality, but for me, I think it's just it's a forgettable movie. I forget what happens in the movie because can you think of a decent scene in that movie?
Yeah, I've watched it loads of times though, so I don't think it's
Tell me a decent scene.
when they storm the
Oh, they stole
Smackhead
what?
building at the end.
They stole the smack.
When his mate gets him in trouble when he's blooming
Denzel
pretending it.
Washington, mate.
Yeah,
Denzel
the
Washington,
Smackhead
mate.
copper mate he's got when he has to
Yeah.
get him out the hot when he has to get him out the Smackhead building, and he has to pretend that he has to drag that one out who his mate shot because he wanted his smack and wanted to rob him, and then he has to pretend he's alive. Comes out where everyone in the neighborhood's fucking screwing because they think it's look a white copper's come in and shot a black lad.
There was one good scene. Idris Elba's in it, isn't he? You know who Idris Elba is?
Yeah, that's another great scene.
That's a good scene when he shoots him
A couple
in the
of
street.
scenes. Yeah.
He's slagging him off or something.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
being
yeah.
the big I am because he's
Yeah.
in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then he follows him outside and just shoots him in the face. That was a good scene. But
I like Idris Elba. By the
so
way,
I do find it. It's no Goodfellas, is it?
Yeah, but you're comparing it to one of the best gangster movies ever. Though, I actually
Ridley Scott, why not?
personally, I probably prefer American Gangster.
Really?
But to compare it to it is it's a bit hard to compare that. It's like comparing like Lord of the Rings to the Bible or something. You want about an epic, classic, perfect movie. Most people would say Goodfellas. You can't really compare it to that or Scarface because these are like classic movies. So, can I just jump in a little bit here? Because there's
Yeah, go on then.
unless you want to carry on for a little bit longer.
No, I just want to make another point. This thing about Ridley Scott and director's cuts. Or this, I have no respect for directors that need to do a director's cut. The one thing I like about Quentin Tarantino or early Quentin Tarantino, he'd make a big deal. He's a bit like me. He doesn't respect people that do director's cuts because the way he sees it, the film that he releases, that's the fucking movie. That's the movie he made. That's it, right? Ridley Scott, how many director's cuts has he got? Probably half of his library. And that pisses me off because what he's doing is getting people to double dip. So what I mean by that is, he is.
I know what you're going to say. I don't even know
It's
what
like,
that means, but I know what you're going to say. He's
tickets.
making two to cover all bases or something. So somebody's going to like it because he's made so many different cuts.
That, and so it's indecisive. So first off, he's indecisive. Second, though, the insidious bit about it is that it's getting people to pay twice to watch one movie. I haven't got a problem with a director's cut. If I paid to watch the original cut, and then 5 years later you bring out a director's cut, I don't want to pay. I've already paid to watch the movie. So the movie I paid for was unfinished. Give me a free ticket and I'll watch the director's cut. Oh, fair enough. You're not going to give me a free ticket. I'm going to have to pay twice to watch a complete movie. No, that's bullshit.
Can I jump in on the director's
one
cut?
ticket.
Can I jump in on this director's cut narrative? Let me just, so I don't have to go back for each thing you've said, just on the director's cut narrative. I disagree with this as well. A lot of directors do director's cuts. I have actually watched a few director's cuts, not many, because I don't see the point. Actually, I watched the one that they released, but I did watch the director's cut of Alien, because I got the Alien quadrilogy before all the Alien Predator shit came out, and I watched the director's.
It's better. It's better.
What, the director's cut of Alien?
Which one? Aliens 2 or 1?
Alien. Sorry, Alien. Yeah, I watched the director's cut of Alien. Yeah.
Right, okay.
I don't know, but I can't tell you which. I know I've watched the original. I don't know, 1,000 times. I mean, it's a perfect movie, and I've watched the Alien director's cut because I remember the scene that's not in it, which I thought I didn't like. To be honest, I'm glad it weren't in the movie, and it's where who's the main the one that runs the ship. Can't remember his name now, but he's the one that he's in the tubes, turns round, and the alien's there.
Yeah.
But there's that in the director's cut. He also when she's walking around at the end of the movie before she gets to her ship to get out of there, which the aliens obviously aren't at that point. But she's walking around and she finds him cocooned, saying, "Kill me, kill me," and that's a shit bit. I think that should be removed from the movie. So I don't know who did
Yeah,
that. Fine, it's good. But
yeah.
the director, I watched I watched him talk about that movie as well, and he was saying that the reason we cut these bits out, I think it was right to cut those bits out, but because the the general narrative at the time was that movies shouldn't be over 2 hours long. So it was to keep it in, to keep everyone happy. Most people don't want to watch a movie over 2 hours long, and that was the general theme at the time, and that's why you cut it out. Incidentally, I think that should have been cut out because I don't think it's a very good scene. But
Yeah.
yeah, in terms of the two movies, nearly nobody watches the director goes to the cinema to watch the original and the director's cut. In fact, I don't know anyone, you probably have, but I don't know anyone that's gone to the movie to watch one movie, then go back and watch the director's cut again. So
You sure? So Lord of the Rings extended editions then didn't, so people didn't have the originals, and then when the extended editions come out, they didn't buy them as well.
Well, I was about going to the cinema, but no, I don't. But whenever you buy these, when I bought Aliens Quadrilogy and all the other ones I've bought, the director's cut, when you put the DVD in, there'll be options anyway. So you get the option to watch the A movie, the one that's released, and then you get to watch the director's cut anyway.
Oh, okay,
And I've
fair
got a
enough.
massive DVD
All right,
collection
but
still.
yeah, but nevertheless, okay. So let's say go. So we'll just stick to Ridley Scott. Let's take the Kingdom of Heaven, right?
Yeah.
The theatrical cut is shit. Everyone says it, right?
Uh,
I haven't watched the theatrical cut. I've been told about it, so it sounds shit as well. And I'm going to take everybody else's word for it that it is shit. I've watched the extended version, and I think it's good. I think the extended version is good, and the extended version is generally received as being a better version of that movie. So all the people that paid to watch the original, the theatrical cut, which is the shit version, whether or not they paid to watch the second version or not, they've been ripped off because they've watched an unfinished version, which is shit. So they've been ripped off. Whether they watch the extended version or not, they've been conned
right.
by watching a shit version. Ridley Scott should have done the extended version first. That should be the only version, and he keeps doing it. It's not just not one off here and there. He keeps doing it.
Right.
It's not like, for instance, you talked about Alien 1. I prefer Aliens 2, the second one, and that's done by James Cameron.
I think Alien's better, but both of them are quality.
Yeah, I agree. But Aliens 2 for me is an absolutely brilliant movie.
See, I'm going to be a bit condescending here.
Oh.
Alien is the adult movie. Aliens is the teenagers one. They're both quality.
Oh,
The acting
I don't know.
in Aliens, the acting
Both game
in
changers.
Aliens is nowhere near the level of the acting in Alien.
Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, no, I don't know, because Aliens 2, they're both game changers in their own right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because Aliens 2, if you get right, Aliens 2, it was the first movie where you had like the space marine archetype. You look at a movie like Starship Troopers. We don't get Starship Troopers without Alien is a stepping stone to Starship Troopers. Do you know what I mean? You've got the archetype, you've got the Bill Paxman character who's a bit of a jock. You've got the fucking blokey female character.
Yeah, blokey female character.
Yeah, you know, shit like that. And you know, you've got the banter and stuff. But with Aliens, there's also an extended version of that, and I do believe the extended version of Aliens, the second one, is better than the theatrical cut. But I'm going to give James Cameron a pass on that because he doesn't make a career of doing that kind of shit. It's probably a one-off. Maybe done it once or twice. I don't think he's actually done it again. But in that case, the extended version is better, but the original version is still really, really good. You know, we could have went the rest of our lives not knowing about the extended version, and we would have been fine. But this is just an extra on top. It's a nice little cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake that James Cameron has given that to us, and I've enjoyed it. With Ridley, it's no. The first version that comes out, shit. Then he does an extended version to fix the problems of the original version. And that's when having a decent editor and a decent producer comes into it, because they will get on Ridley on the first time around and say, no, Ridley, this don't work. You've got to fix this shit. This story might make sense in your head, but to the average Joe, it's shit. It don't make no sense. You got to put that scene back in. You got to switch these two scenes around. You got to give that scene a rewrite because it don't make sense. And the classic version of this is Blade Runner. It's his greatest. I believe it's his greatest movie. I'm into a lot of anime. I'm into stuff like Ghost in the Shell, stuff like that. I don't get Ghost in the Shell without Blade Runner, so I respect and the Matrix, stuff like the Matrix, stuff like that. Cyberpunk, um, you know, when we see we see how this, the dystopian future where technology and humankind are sort of intermixed, and it's not always a good thing.
Hang on.
I'm into all that. We don't get that. We don't get that without Blade Runner. So I respect Blade Runner. I really do. I think it's a masterpiece. But it took me about three or four tries to get it the way he wants it. The theatrical release that they no, hang on, let me finish.
Yeah,
the theatrical release that they released at first, they got negative reviews and had to bring it back, and they had to do a voiceover. That's probably the first version that me and you watched. That Harrison Ford had to come back in and do a voiceover to explain to people what's going on. Because people used to watch the film and not know what the fuck is going on. So they bring Harrison Ford back in, and they had to because it becomes more like a film noir movie then. Because you've got Harrison Ford, he's kind of like the detective, and he's hunting down the replicants, and he's narrating the story. You know what's going on in his head. You know what the fuck is going on. Before that, that's the example of a strong producer saying, Ridley, this shit don't make no sense. Get Harrison Ford in. I want a narration track on here because I want to make some fucking money.
All right. Before you carry on much longer, can I just ask a quick straight?
Yeah,
all right. So, who's a better sci-fi director? Who makes better sci-fi movies than Ridley Scott, in your opinion?
James Cameron.
Okay, that's fine. James Cameron. Okay, so is Ridley Scott in the top 10 best directors?
I don't know. I think Denis Villeneuve, it does better sci-fi than Ridley.
Who?
Denis Villeneuve.
What's he done? I don't know who he is.
Dune.
I've seen Dune 2 recently as well.
Yeah,
Quality,
Dune 1, Dune 2. He did Blade Runner, not 2049 as well. And he did Arrival as well. I think he's he's actually probably my favourite director at the moment.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go back to Ridley Scott then for a second. Okay, now I've got a list of a couple of films here.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say some films here, and you can say shit, average, or brilliant.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah? Okay. Kingdom of Heaven.
Director's cut, good. Theatrical cut, shit.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stick with shit on this because I think it's shit. Robin Hood, I'm going to say shit.
Shit.
Hannibal, I'm going to say.
And he changed history as well.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm going to say Hannibal, average.
I haven't seen.
Okay, I'm going to say it's average. I mean, Silence of the Lambs is quality, which is nothing to do with him, but Hannibal is average. Napoleon, average.
I haven't watched because it was a Ridley Scott film, which is a red flag, so I haven't watched.
Fair enough. Black Hawk Down, I think's average.
I don't Ridley Scott, that's his brother. God, what's his brother's name again? His brother's dead now. He committed suicide.
Tony Scott. Tony Scott.
Yeah, it's Tony Scott.
I googled that. I thought it was a bit strange, but go on. What now? Alien, classic.
Yeah.
So I think Gladiator is brilliant.
What are you saying? I'll say okay. I understand what people
now. I think Prometheus is brilliant.
No shit.
Blade Runner, you admit's a classic.
Yeah.
The Counselor.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, now that's actually really good. Okay, so Legend.
I haven't seen it.
Arguably a classic.
Is it? Oh, maybe
it's a kid.
This is his early phase, though. It's still in his early phase. I've got a story about this.
Well, hold up. Let me finish. Let me finish. Black Rain with Michael Douglas.
I don't think I've watched it.
A lot of films here you went seen. All right.
Yeah, but it's his early films.
Body of Lies.
I haven't seen.
Interesting. Okay, brilliant. American Gangster, you think's average, yeah? I think that's brilliant, but go on.
Gettable movie.
Alien Covenant, I'm going to say average.
Yeah, I ain't seen it because by then I tuned out of Ridley Scott.
Fair enough. The Martian.
Oh, I've actually seen that. I think it's okay. I can understand why people really like it, though.
I agree. Thelma and Louise.
I think I've seen bits of it, but...
Okay, now I don't think it's a classic, but though it is argued it is a classic, it is a good film.
Isn't the most famous thing about it is that it's got an early topless Brad Pitt in it?
He's not in it that much. I
Yeah,
mean,
but that's the most famous
he's
thing
in
about
it,
him,
and
isn't
it
it?
is an early Brad Pitt, but I mean, that's not a big part of the movie, to be honest. I mean, it's a
But
bit
it's
of a
most
woman
famous.
movie. It's a woman empowerment
Yeah.
movie, but it's one you can relate to.
Oh, and the ending scene when they drive off the cliff.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's it.
So, all right, now you've got there out of about nearly 15 movies, you've got probably maybe
Five.
three shit ones out of the ones I've seen,
Yeah.
which would, Kingdom of Heaven. I know you like the remake or whatever. You've got Robin Hood, I think, shit. And then you've got average. And then you've got, for me, a
Really?
hell of a lot of classics and brilliants. Maybe 10 classic, brilliant movies. How many directors have done your man over here, the Dune guy? How many movies has he done that are
Everything is
10?
a percentage, though. It's a percentage thing. Every Denis Villeneuve film I've watched has been brilliant. It's been a fucking masterpiece.
Okay.
With Ridley, the percentage is he's got about an average of maybe 3 for 10. Every 10 movies I've watched, 3 of them are good. So that's to me suggests that he's overrated. And when people say he's one of the greatest of all time, he might have made a couple of classics. I argue that he was lucky to a certain extent. He brought stuff to the table, but he had a tight script. He had a strong producer that helped him make those classics. Take that out of the equation, you end up with Robin Hood. And I'll give you a story because you built up Legend, and there's a story that goes around in Hollywood. It's about what Ridley Scott was like on the set of Legend, and this kind of sums him up in a nutshell. Ridley Scott he comes from a graphic design background. He's a brilliant visual stylist. His films always look great, but he's a shit storyteller. Being a good visual stylist, only one one ingredient to the whole cake of being a filmmaker. And there's a story on this set of Legend where Ridley Scott's got this saying, because he gets his shots to look all smoky and atmospheric. And what a lot of directors have, they have like a director of photography, which helps them set up the shots, decide what camera they want, and so on and so forth. And Ridley Scott had, and his director of photography had shorthand. So he would say to him, when he wants the shot to look really atmospheric, he'd say to his DP, I need more flotsam. He'd call it flotsam. So he'd be like, flotsam, I need more flotsam. Come on, give me more flotsam. Right, on set. So they'd put more artificial smoke into the scene, this, that, and the other. And Ridley Scott looked through the lens. No, not enough. Flotsam. I want more flotsam. Give me more flotsam. Flotsam. Right. So they put more smoke into the scene to make it look the shot to look pretty. Right. And Christ, I can't shit. I forgot it's the ending of the story.
Can I ask you a quick question before you carry on with this? All right.
Yeah.
Is there an actor that turns down working with Ridley Scott?
I don't know.
Well, I see.
What's the point? I was like,
Well, the point is, this guy is a legend, and he's made.
I'm sorry, he's overrated. He's overrated.
And
Yeah.
can you? Is there what directors have done? I know you're saying that. I mean, I went through his list, right, and I only can go by the ones I've seen. I mean, you're quite
Before
happy.
we finish, hold on to that. Let me just finish the Flotsam story. So he's calling for Flotsam, right? And then he asks, he's happy with the way it looks. And then he turns around and says, look, get the actors, can I have the actors on set now? And somebody turns around and says, Ridley, the actors are already on the set. So that's the point. The point of the story is that he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the human beings that are actually in the film. He just wants the shot to look pretty. He was that obsessed with getting it all smoky and nice, and didn't realise that the actual human beings that did the acting were actually on the set. And apparently that's a famous story in Hollywood. He's all about the visuals, not about the actual acting and actors that are take part in the movie. But yeah, you carry on with what you're going to say.
No, I was going to say, if you're going to knock Ridley Scott, fine. Who are these man? Who are these directors? All right, now I've got here. All right, so I'm quickly doing it because I don't want to get too wrong. Now it looks like you got 27 movies by the sound of it.
Ridley.
Yeah, this I've got a quick site. It says it's listed the worst to the best, but you got 27 movies, and I mean the first few I haven't. I mean Hannibal's 25th, so Hannibal's is one of his poorest ones according to this website. Right, Exodus, Gods of Kings. Incidentally, that's shit. Are the ones of shit? Funny enough, the ones of shit, Sin of Ridley Scott, which I would say are outright shit. Some of them I didn't even watch all the way through, actually, because you can usually
Ish.
tell this is dog shit. Is that one the one with what's his name? The one out of Batman, the Batman dude, Gods and Exodus. Christian Bale? Is it Christian Bale?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Is he the
Christian
one in
Bale.
Exodus?
I don't know Exodus.
Oh,
I don't.
okay. I think it is that, and I remember thinking this is crap. And
Well,
I
is
didn't
that
watch it.
crap as well?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it
What I
was.
find, all right, look, you can see, honestly, you got Black, right? No, see, you haven't seen that. You haven't seen.
Can you give me some movies that were done this millennium?
What? Oh, all
He
right.
had a good run
On
in the
that
80s.
list, okay,
He had a good
yes.
run in the 80s. I concede that. I'm not saying he's shit. I don't even concede he's a good director.
You're
I'm just saying
saying
he's
he's,
overrated.
yeah,
He's
you're
over.
saying he's overrated, but you're picking, so you're saying he's gun shit. But if you're saying he's gun shit and his latest movies aren't amazing, that's fine. I can live with that. But
Yeah,
it's like saying Messi. You're saying Messi's overrated because now he's in playing in America and he's shit
it's
compared
still
to what he
good.
used to be. It's not a fair
It's still
comparison.
no,
You've got to take
Messi.
it, like you say, you've got to take his body of work and
Yeah.
compare it to other legendary directors. And he holds his own with any. That's what I think. But are you suggesting he doesn't hold his own?
When he's shit, he's really shit. You know, you watch Messi play football now.
That's
It's not
fine.
like not like he's crawling around or like he's got one leg or something and he can't play football anymore. This is
Yeah.
what it's like with got sometimes. It's feast or famine. Either he knocks it out of the park, and in those cases, it's because he's got a strong script and a decent producer.
Yeah.
When he hasn't got these things, he's shit. It's
Does
as
he
simple as
have
that.
does he have the say on the producer?
Of course he does.
Exactly. So when he's got it right, he's brought that team together.
No,
And when he's got it
in
wrong,
his early days, when he didn't have say, he got it right.
yeah.
But then now he's got power. Ridley Scott Ridley Scott had full control of Napoleon. Look what he's produced.
I agree.
Hot garbage. Hot garbage.
And
And that's
oh,
all
look,
Ridley Scott. So how do you explain that?
it's not garbage. It's just average. You know, you can't, every time Messi goes on the pitch, he can't be a god and do magical stuff.
That's the problem with Messi. That's how I know that you don't watch Messi as much as I have, because he does every time he goes on the pitch, even today, and you watch him play in the MLS, he still blows you away. He's still. So I think Messi's a bad comparison to use. I think Messi, because I'm going to get triggered every time because I actually still enjoy watching him play in the MLS.
Yeah, because now he's playing against very average players, so he still looks like a god. He is a god, but I don't think all right. If he starts playing when he's 50 and he's really poor, we can't say he isn't still a legend, and you can't say Messi's overrated because Ridley Scott's 86.
Is he 86?
I just checked 86.
Is it?
Yeah, I swear that's what it said. Now, if he's 86, I mean, you've got to give him a bit of leeway here. You know, I mean, some of the movies that he's put like Napoleon, I mean, by definition, then, if he is 86, then that would imply that he was probably like 83 or 84 or whatever while he was making Napoleon.
Yeah, so
And for an 83 or 4-year-old to be making, I mean, is he that age? But because it does seem a bit old, but saying that he is old.
Yeah, I'm sure he's in his 70s.
86. Yeah, it's 86, mate. He's 86, born in 1937. This guy was born before World War II.
Before my mum.
He was growing up in World War II. He was a kid bowling around, learning how to direct and stuff while World War II was going. Well, he weren't really learning. He would have been about 8 or 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
But my point is, that's what I mean. I feel like you're being harsh. I think you've got to judge his whole body of work.
I am.
A lot of these movies you haven't even seen that I'm telling you now are good. You should go and watch these.
What?
The Counselor.
Is that from the 80s?
No, that's not that old. 15 years old, maybe 15.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it, Rich. I'll watch it. But if it's fucking shit, you can hear from there. I'll watch it.
Body of Lies. You haven't seen Body of Lies.
I'm
Bloody
sure it's good.
90s.
I'm sure it's good. He had a good 10 years where everything he touched turned to gold. But my argument for that, even then, I'm sure it was tight. He has to have certain conditions, tight script, strong producer. All these films look great. That's what he brings to the table. Decent visuals, but he's a poor storyteller. That's why he's not the greatest director of all time, like everybody says. Because Ridley Scott could be hit and miss. If he hasn't got those things that I've just mentioned in place, or produce a stinker. So you can't. You got to be careful with Ridley Scott. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I'll give you another example. Because you know I like Quentin Tarantino, don't you?
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, by the way, is not. I like Quentin Tarantino, but
So do
he is
I.
not fit to even be compared to Ridley Scott. That's what I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to
say.
I'm going to compare him to Ridley Scott. I'm just about to compare him to Ridley
Whatever.
Scott. I used to love Quentin Tarantino. I think his first 4 movies, I think his first 2 are perfect movies. Reservoir Dogs is a perfect movie. And Pulp Fiction is a
I
perfect
actually
movie.
think Reservoir Dogs is
Perfect,
overrated. Pulp Fiction is
perfect.
amazing, but go on.
Right. But Ridley Scott, I mean, but if you look at Quentin Tarantino's latest movies, they're getting a bit shit. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for me, a lot of people like it. I think it's a shit
Poor,
movie.
poor.
Bloated, and he changes history again. Fucking around with people that have really lived, fucking around with what really happened to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he did it again in Glorious Bastards. Killed Hitler in a fucking cinema that was set on fire or something.
Yeah, but all right.
But
It's
everyone
not
knows that's not how he died. Everyone knows
obviously.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
But Tarantino thinks he can change history.
yeah.
But like, I put those two aside. His last 4 or 5 movies, the only one I've liked was The Hateful Eight.
That's all right.
Not as good as his early stuff, but it's been the best of the rest.
Hmm.
The rest of the stuff's been shit. Now the thing with Quentin Tarantino is this: for his early movies, he had a decent team around him. He had a co-writer. I think it was Lawrence Bender. He co-wrote his early stuff, and crucially, he had a really good editor called I think her name is Sally Menke, right? Now Sally Menke is dead now. She died about 20 years ago, something like that. And it's no coincidence that the moment Sally Menke dies, Tarantino's movies start to get shit. And the reason why is because he hasn't got a strong editor, cutting shit out, changing scenes around, telling him this, telling him that. And the end result is the end product is less. Same with Ridley Scott. He has to have decent people around him. He needs to have a tight script. I keep saying this is really important because he's not a natural storyteller. Tarantino is almost the opposite. Tarantino talks too much. So sometimes he needs, you've seen him in interviews, he won't shut the fuck up.
Mm.
He needs somebody to tell him to cut this scene. You don't need this scene front end. You don't need that scene. Just shut the fuck up and get to the point. And in his last few movies, he hasn't done that. Fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Al Pacino's in that movie. Nobody could tell. You couldn't tell me what scene he was in because the scene he was in was a pointless scene. It was bloat. It was nonsense. And that's because Quentin Tarantino doesn't know how to edit himself and shut the fuck up and just get to the point. So, as much as I love him, is he one of the greatest directors of all time? Is he overrated? He is now. He is. I'm sorry, but he is. Because Tarantino needs Lawrence Bender and he needs Sally Menke to do masterpieces. The same way that Ridley Scott needs help to do a masterpiece. Those are just the hard facts. And that's it. And there's nothing you can say that can change my mind.
Oh no,
What do you what?
I don't
The
actually.
counselor is your defense.
I just read out his montage of quality movies there. I don't feel that I need to change your opinion on Ridley Scott. It's like trying to convince you the grass is green. It is what it is. You're wrong on Ridley Scott. But it's the same. What you were just saying about Quentin Tarantino, just the comparison here. I don't know why you're holding them to this. Michael Jackson is a god in music. but he's done a
I
few
think he needed
bangs.
help as well. He needed help
Yeah,
as
but they
well.
all do. I mean,
No, not necessarily.
Jose Mourinho, yeah, quality manager. And
Like,
when he retires, you'd still look back and be like, he was one of the greats, maybe. But he's been dog shit for, I wouldn't say dog shit, but he's gone on the decline. Has a little pop up again, but he has been nowhere near his best that he was at, a few of his other Chelsea, Inter Milan, was it? But so you can't, when you are great, you're competing against other greats,
I know.
and you just can't get it right every time. They've
You're
got a
right.
budget,
You're right.
they've got a time
I agree.
frame to get it done. They can't
I
get it
agree.
right every time. Uh, Ridley Scott is a god of direction. He is in the elite. That's what I think. I don't know who you're putting above this guy as a body of work. Yeah, the Dune guy, Dune 2, by the way, that movie is up there with most science. I've just watched it at the cinema the other day. It's up there with most movies. I like the first one. A few
I like
people
the first one better. I prefer the first one.
you prefer the first one.
I prefer the first one, yeah.
That's fine. I mean, I think they're both quality, but I actually think Dune 2 is more entertaining. I haven't watched it again yet to judge it again, but I've watched Dune 1 quite a few times. I like it a lot anyway. I liked it straight away.
I
I
like the
like
first one.
everything
The first
about
one's a
it.
masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece.
That's
The first
fine. I
one.
have no problem with you saying that. But this guy you're on about that did Dune 2, you can't. I mean, Ridley Scott, like you say, was killing it for one time, just banging out quality movie after quality movie. The guy here, the Dune 2 guy, he's doing it now for a little bit. Let's see what he's
Yeah.
doing when he's got all his money. He's got a couple of kids next to him and he's got other shit going on. Maybe you lose the passion a bit. Like you can say the same about Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone has done some dog shit.
To let you know,
Right?
we've got 3 minutes left.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's up to you. Do you want to carry on or
Let's carry on a little bit. I mean, let's see where we are at the end of this 3 minutes. But like,
oh,
yeah,
yeah, well,
let me know.
Oliver Stone classics, and then he's done some absolute dog shit. I mean, there isn't a director I can think of. Martin Scorsese. I mean, I mean,
Let's do shit movies now. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right. But I think you got to take it as the proportion of of the whole body of work. For
yeah.
me, Ridley Scott is the proportion of classics, the proportion of dog shit. It's too great. Like Scorsese's done some dog shit, but the majority of his work is still fucking excellent.
I love Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese hasn't done more good or above movies than Ridley Scott. Not on my list. I mean, I can think of. Okay, give me some Scorsese. We'll quick go for it quickly then. All right, Goodfellas.
Okay.
Okay,
I think James Cameron is a better director than Ridley Scott.
no,
I'm willing to go to the bank on that.
no,
No,
I don't think he's close. Give me some
James
movies
Cameron's never done a
quickly.
shit movie. He's never done a shit movie.
Yeah, how many movies is he? Go, give me some of them then. Go on. He's done Avatar, yeah.
Oh, Avatar 1 is probably his shittest movie. Avatar, I like Avatar 2.
Avatar's 2, he's dog shit. Did he do that?
No, I think that's a good movie.
It's a good
I think it's
movie,
a good
Avatar
movie.
2.
Yeah, I do.
Nah.
I do. Well, fuck you then. Fuck you then. You fuck up with your
It's the same
Kingdom
movie,
of Heaven.
basically. It's just a remake of Avatar 1, but with fishy fucking swimming around and shit.
Nah, it's a good movie, man. And not only that, but every movie he does, he takes the technology further. So Avatar 2, just from the because you've got a movie where there's blue fucking 8-foot aliens running around, and I am absolutely convinced they exist. He convinces me that they exist.
Didn't convince
And
me.
it's well, you know.
I think that movie's poor.
What do you know about graphics? Nothing.
I'll come back. We'll come back now. We'll come back and carry this on. Okay, so let's carry on from where he was then.
Yeah. Except that James Cameron's a better director than Ridley Scott. And like, there's a saying in Hollywood, and the saying is, "Don't bet against James Cameron," because every time he doesn't do, he's not prolific. He doesn't do fucking 3 movies a year. But whenever he does do a movie, it's always a game changer, always. And people tend to bet against him. Say, this is going to be a flop. They did it with Terminator 2 because it was the most expensive movie of all time. They said, there's no way he's going to earn the money back. He earned the money back. They did it with Titanic. Again, most expensive movie of all time at the time. Had shit press. It's going to be a flop. One of the most, the highest grossing movie of all time. They did it with Avatar. No, yeah, they did it with Avatar. It's going to fuck up. Again, highest grossing movie of all time. And I admit that one's a weak movie. But for technology-wise, it was a game changer. They did it with Avatar too. We're in the middle of a lockdown. He ain't going to make any money. He broke records of that. The saying in Hollywood, don't bet against James Cameron.
Hang on.
Any version of him, the early version or the version now, he's consistently remained at the top of his game. That's why I believe he's better than Ridley Scott, and he's one of the best directors that have ever lived.
Hang on. Your narrative there was basically, by the sound of it, that he's good at making money. I mean, I'm not that bothered whether he makes money. I don't care if Ridley Scott makes money for Hollywood. I'm bothered about the quality of the movie I watch, and I'm not slagging off James Cameron. But I mean, just to clarify, because you might be more of an expert on it here now. These are ones quick movies that popped up here. Avatar 1 and 2. I think Avatar's overrated, by the way. But
Avatar 1, yeah.
Avatar 2 is dog shit.
I
went to
like
cinema
that.
to watch that.
Fair enough.
Now,
I'll give it that one.
Abyss, quality, classic. I have no problem with that. I also like with him the use of that actor in it, actually. He's in Aliens.
Lance Henriksen or something.
Yeah, is it like
He played the android, didn't he? In Aliens, he played the android, and he gets chopped in half.
No, I wasn't thinking of him, actually. I was thinking about the one that's in Terminator. He's in Terminator as well.
Michael Biehn.
Good looking guy.
He's the fucking Marine.
Yes, him. I like him. I like him in their movies. Is he dead now or something? Because I haven't seen him in a movie.
Still alive, still going.
But okay, so you got Terminator 2, classic. I see. I don't think that's better than the first, the original either.
First one's a perfect movie.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
That's fine.
So you can't beat that.
And did it? That can't be right. He didn't do Piranha 2. That can't be.
Maybe it might.
And True Lies is pretty shit. And he did Titanic. That's a classic. He did Titanic. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did he? I didn't know that. I'll let him have that. I think I'm not a massive fan of the movie because it's really aimed at women. But as a movie itself, I'm fine with it. But if these are the movies that are popping up, have I missed any ones he's done here? Is this as good as it's got? These movies that I've just read out. Give me some.
Rich, you've got Ridley Scott. You'll come to me and say I should watch The Counselor, right? And I've just given you Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Titanic, Abyss.
Yeah.
And you're not saying, yeah. What do you mean? These films
just
classics.
Well,
Classics. What's the problem?
Yeah, but I've got loads here of Ridley Scott.
You got Counselor.
What?
Counselor.
Alien trumps all of those movies.
It doesn't.
Alien.
Yeah, we left out Aliens 2. Aliens 2 as well.
Alien is better.
Perfect movies. I don't know what's your problem. These are perfect movies. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, no, but these are all the movies he's done.
Right, okay, let me tell you what I haven't done. So where are the stinkers? Where are James Cameron's stinkers? If you like Avatar, fair enough. But anything else?
Oh, Aliens. If you Piranha 2, that can't be him. That's got to be a mistake.
James Cameron started off working in special effects, so he's probably was working on special effects in that one.
Aliens of the Deep? What's that? I don't know.
Are these films that he's directed, Rich, or was he on the crew?
See, I put James Cameron movies, so I'm not going to say.
Yeah, so he's probably working on special effects.
Okay. Yeah, but the body work, the film, I've accepted some are dog shit or average with all of the Alien, Gladiator, Prometheus, Blade Runner, The Counselor, Legend, Black Rain, Body of Lies, American Gangster, Alien Covenant, The Martian.
Alien Covenant's shit. It's shit. It's ruined the franchise, Rich. They were going to do a franchise of Alien movies. Prometheus was shit.
Prometheus is not shit.
Let me finish. You might have liked it, Rich. You might have been the fucking exception that proved the rule. But Prometheus was shit, and they weren't sure about doing another one. But they gave him another bite at the cherry, and he did Covenant, Covenant was so shit. They just it tanked the franchise. I mean, we'll never get another Aliens movie now.
Oh, hang
The
on.
last one they made was shit. It was just too shit.
I forgot. He also did Raised by Wolves. Have you seen that? The science fiction.
I was checked out of Ridley Scott by then. I don't watch Ridley Scott stuff because I know he can't tell. He's not a good storyteller, and this is the fundamental point that you're missing. I'm saying that this guy makes pretty pictures, but he is incapable of telling decent stories, and that's a weakness. That's too much of a weakness to be considered a directing great. James Cameron tells good stories. Quentin Tarantino, even though he doesn't know when to shut the fuck up, can tell good stories. Denis Villeneuve is he's a good storyteller. I watch his films. Yeah, that makes sense. But I watch Ridley Scott's films. This shit don't make sense. He's missing a scene. I don't know why this character's doing this. That's unreal. That's just too unrealistic. I'm gonna call bullshit on that character's motivation in that scene. There's too many. I think Covenant. No, was it? Prometheus was the one that did it for me. After Prometheus, I was like, I'm out when it comes to Ridley Scott because
Interesting. It's interesting because
yeah.
everybody I know, and I know, and it's
the characters are just too stupid.
The what's too stupid?
The characters are just too stupid in that movie. Too stupid.
What? Which one? What about the robot? The cyborg? What's wrong with him?
It's obvious, right? The problem that I don't get is that it's obvious that he is not to be trusted. It is, isn't it? He's walking around, right? He's running around. He's putting shit in people's drinks. He's acting shady as fuck. He's just I want to shit. Basically, this guy, hey, get this guy the fuck out. Get him in an airlock or something. I did not trust this fucking android. As opposed to in James Cameron's, there was the flip side of James Cameron's version of Aliens, because the Sigourney Weaver character was prejudiced against androids because the android that was on her ship fucked up. Then James Cameron flips it, makes it a better narrative.
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Prejudiced against AI, but the AI saves her life in the end.
James Cameron got to do that though because Ridley Scott made the nasty alien in #1. So James Cameron
with a tight script.
With a tight script. Yeah.
With a tight script. If you didn't have a tight script.
So James Cameron's best movie, Aliens, wouldn't exist without Ridley Scott's Alien. That a fair point? That's his best movie, Aliens.
No, because that's not the only good thing about James Cameron Alien. James Cameron Alien is a completely different movie to the first Alien. Not just a copy and paste. It's a completely different
also,
movie.
Another thing with which I mean, I don't know if you might be able to prove me wrong on here. I'm not going to let you just jump in anyway. For me, and I would struggle to think of a character better. Ridley Scott manages to make a woman a hero in the best possible way. She still keeps the feminine element. She's realistic. She's not like fighting the alien or anything stupid. She makes a brilliant female lead role hero.
This is bullshit.
Has James Cameron ever done that?
Have you turned into a feminist?
No, but that's what. No, because I'm not a feminist. Because
I don't give a shit about that. So
no,
I'd rather.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit. I'd rather. So you're gonna write. You're telling me that Ridley Scott's better because he made the woman the hero because the woman survived. What she did, he flushed out the airlock or something, didn't she, or whatever. Whereas in James Cameron's movie, she really is a badass.
An unrealistic badass. An unrealistic badass.
How is it unrealistic?
She's a ridiculous character. Not any of them guys that would pay any attention to her. Ridley Scott stays a woman and is a hero on herself, all alone.
She fluked it, didn't she? She flukes it.
She's trapped in that spaceship with the alien and manages to stay. And she's scared because a woman would be. So would a man, but a woman would. The woman you've got there, he uses the same ridiculous character in Avatar. This like hard woman that's just like can go around beating up guys. It's just not realistic.
She ain't hard, she's smart. She's doing this is the difference. She's smart. And you believe that she's smart because of the experiences that she's been through. And the fact and the ending at the end when she's in the fucking I'll call it a transformer, but it's basically those bipedal forklift truck things.
Yeah.
And she's going toe to toe with the alien, and she fucking beats the shit out of it basically. That's badass as fuck. You know, I'd rather have that. That for me, that was more entertaining than the Ridley Scott resolution, as entertaining as the Ridley Scott resolution was. But Cameron's in a difficult position because how do you top Ridley Scott's version? Well, you put Sigourney Weaver in a fucking transformer, get a big bloody gun in her hand,
Oh,
and get her to fry loads of
hang
eggs,
on. Yeah,
and call the alien a bitch.
I'm going to apologise here.
That's how you beat it. What?
Yeah, I've just realised I'm going to apologise for that, Mark, because I've only just realised when I was talking about aliens, I was talking about the kind of Latino woman in it who's the more masculine woman in it. I weren't fit. I forgot Ridley Scott is still the same character in Aliens. I don't know why I forgot. That's ridiculous. He does do a brilliant job with Ridley Scott in Aliens. She's still basically the same character, though he stole it off. No, not James Cameron James Cameron in Alien has kept Ridley Scott the way she is in Alien.
He's evolved on as well. He's evolved on.
A little bit. I don't really see much of an improvement there. I mean, he's carried her on fine. So yeah, he did. Yeah, he did carry Sigourney Weaver to Aliens as the same kind of character, and he did quite a good job of that. Aliens is quality. Let's say I don't want to sit here and slag off James Cameron, but I feel like I have to get
the last 10 minutes. So
no, he's quality. He's just not.
what?
I can't say he's not better than Ridley Scott.
You've got an unnatural hard on for Ridley Scott, well. And I'm telling you, look, I've given you anecdote after anecdote. Even in Hollywood, they know that he is not an actor's director. And you're like, nah, fuck you, Simon, you're wrong. And even he's brought out stinker after stinker after stinker. I think even his brother Tony Scott's a better director than Ridley.
That's also wrong. He's quality as well, but that's wrong. I mean, he's in True Romance.
Exactly, it's fucking True Romance. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's quality. Quality movie.
You actually thought Black Hawk Down was Ridley Scott's movie. That's how good it is, didn't you? You didn't notice, Tony?
No, because I actually put that as average. I don't think it's that good. I said average.
Hang on a minute. Wait.
I think it's overrated. Big time.
Oh, can we double check? Do you want to double check on that?
No, well, I'll say it's average either way, so I don't see what I have to lose from this situation because I said it was average if it is Ridley Scott.
That's all right, because I'm getting paranoid all of a sudden now. I remember having a conversation with somebody about that, and I'm like,
you might be right. It might be Tony Scott. I swear it's Ridley Scott. Anyway, it came up on there, but you can't trust that Google.
I think it's the way it's edited that makes me think that it's Tony Scott, because Tony Scott has got a very distinctive editing style.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but like, yeah, which I can't. There's nothing I'm going to say to you that's going to make you not like. You think Ridley Scott's best things in sliced bread, don't you? And that's it.
I think if you went in a list,
anybody's better than him.
I think if you went in 5 lists of the top 50 directors, I think Ridley Scott finishes above both of them too, in 90% of the time.
So is anybody better than Ridley Scott, in your opinion?
I don't think you really get better, but there will be ones as good. I mean, you probably are, but Spielberg.
Anyone? You think Spielberg is good, yeah?
Yeah, I think though I think a lot of his films are aimed at kids, to be honest. But they are. You still have to respect it for what they are. Like E.T. I mean, these films are classics by any definition. But I can't think of a director that I would say if you was to say to me, you just say names, and I was say Ridley Scott's the baseline. I can't think of one that's better than Ridley Scott.
Crazy that is. I believe that's insane. The stinkers that he's done. Napoleon. He's just brought out a stinker. Everyone says it's shit.
It is average.
Shit. How can you do shit? How can you do shit Robin Hood movie?
That to be honest, I actually did find that frustrating because the original Prince of Thieves is miles better. That's not. I do like Prince of Thieves actually. There are parts of it where I do really like it, but yeah, that I didn't even watch it all the way through. That's a good thing with Ridley Scott. You know when he's onto a shit one because you'll watch a bit and you'll be like, this is dog shit. I don't need to watch this. That's what's good about him in a way. You don't need to continue to watch. You're like...
My full stop.
So Napoleon, I did watch all the way through, but I think it's because I really wanted it to be better. And I was watching it more and I was like, Though I would say is that no, River Phoenix is, but not River Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix is brilliant in it. He's quality in it. So Ridley Scott managed to make the lead character quality. There's nothing about it that's like
No, what you've got there is an actor saving Ridley Scott, trying to save Ridley Scott. You get a lot
maybe
of that. I
that's
think
fine.
Bryan Singer's like that with the X-Men movies. I think he makes some really poor choices with these X-Men characters and those movies, but it's elevated by the talent that he's got working for him, like people like Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Those performances elevate those movies, but if you look at them in the cold hard light of day, I think they're poor. They don't really function well as superhero movies or X-Men stories. And
To be honest, I think all the newer ones are a bit better anyway. The ones with Fassbanger. Is it Fassbanger?
yeah, I like the Fassbanger ones.
I've got a lot of time for Fassbanger. I think he's quality.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He's really quality. If you watch The Killer,
The what?
Killer,
No.
it's his latest one. He plays an assassin.
Oh, yeah. Is it like he's an unusual assassin
Yeah,
in it? Yeah,
yeah.
I have watched that. Yeah, that's all. Oh well, the Counselor's loads better than that, by the way.
What's the counselor?
It's Fassbanger's in the
Who's
Counselor.
who's in the counselor? Has that got Ben Affleck in it?
Look, stop. You've got Fassbanger. He's in the Counselor. Brad Pitt. Who's the one out of Natural Born Killers? The main guy.
Fucking
Woody
Woody
Harrelson.
Harrelson.
Yeah,
Woody
he's
Harrelson.
in it. Who's the fit one out of Any Given Sunday and Mask? What's the
Charlie's Theron.
No, it's not Charlotte.
No.
It's about
I know you're about them.
yeah, she's in it.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz. She, funny enough, she actually has some kind of sexual intercourse with a car, which is unique in itself. That film, watch that. I mean, the scenes in that were very unusual. I don't want to ruin anything else for you in that movie, but watch that. The Counselor. What you want to do is my advice is probably watch a few more Ridley Scott movies. Some of the ones I've told you about. Counselor. I mean, come on. If you watch The Counselor, you say it's dog shit. Come back and say, Rich. Black Rain. I know you've seen that anyway, haven't you? Body of Lies.
I think, I think if you go Black Rain and that, it's one of those films. Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Mate, film's really good, doesn't it?
He's weird, actually. He's not a very good actor in a sense. He's not. He can't. He always plays Michael Douglas. He don't. If you know what I mean. Don't really. He's not really diverse. I can't think of a movie where he's not. Whenever I watch a Michael Douglas movie, I see it as Michael Douglas. Whereas, let's say, like a DiCaprio, you watch.
He's like a George Clooney kind of guy.
Yes. Yeah. He don't diversify at all, does he? He plays George Clooney in every movie. He might as well be called George Clooney in the movie because that's what he does. But yeah,
it's one of that. I think another one as well he does that is Kurt Russell.
Yeah, he's the same.
Russell, everything that he's in, he's good, and it makes the movie better. And even if it's
apart
a shit movie,
from Stargate's not very good.
Yeah.
Let's put it down. But
the way you feel about Stargate, the way I feel about Alien Covenant and Alien Prometheus, just they look pretty.
Saying it
They look pretty. They look brilliant. Actually, they look fantastic, but it's just not because utter nonsense. Makes no sense in the universe of Alien. Like Alien Covenant, in Alien Prometheus, they've got the old geezer, haven't they? And he wants to find out. He's hiding on the ship. Is that right?
Yes.
He's hiding on the ship.
He's in cryogen, isn't he?
Years away, light years, probably light years, and he's on the ship for months, and he's just hiding. Nobody knows.
No. He's not hiding in the cupboard or something.
What? He's got like
he's in like a form of cryogen because when they get him out, they're having to massage his feet and kind of like wake him up because he's all twisted, isn't he? Because he's so old. He's been in that cryogen. It must have put him in there dying of cancer or whatever he is. And he's about 95, so he's all frail and that. And they wake him up. That's plausible for that kind of thing. Also, in Prometheus, you've got that machine, which is brilliant, which I haven't the machine where it cuts the alien out of her belly. That automated AI, if you like, kind of medical.
Yeah, okay. What's so good about
that?
It's a pretty picture. It's a pretty picture, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty picture.
It's a pretty picture. You got guns.
I don't mind a pretty picture.
You got guns.
No, I love Ridley Scott. I mean, you ain't gonna.
I mean, the worst thing about that movie is because he's got Idris Elba in it. And Idris Elba he's British. I think his parents are from Sierra Leone, but
Oh,
he's
shit.
British.
You know that.
And the thing is, Idris Elba made his name in The Wire, and in The Wire he plays an American gangster based in Baltimore, and he's got a flawless Baltimore accent, and so much so that his fellow actors didn't know he was British. And Idris Elba is excellent in The Wire, absolutely excellent.
I ain't seen
Ridley
that. Is that
Scott made,
series?
yeah,
Thought so.
Ridley Scott made Idris Elba shit in the Prometheus, and not only did he make him shit, but it was the most Idris Elba is for some reason doing some kind of Texas American accent, and it's so unbelievable. It just took me completely out of the movie. I was like, what? Who thought it was a good idea? And we know we can do a brilliant American accent. We know because he's done it in The Wire. And yeah, I'm watching Idris in Prometheus, and it's just his acting's laughable. It'd be like if you did an American accent now and went in the movie. I'm supposed to believe it. Fuck this. I'm like, F this guy, F Ridley Scott. Get somebody with a tight script. Get some help, Ridley, just to make sure your movies are nice and tight. Don't take fucking 4 or 5 bites of the cherry to do one movie. Don't fucking try and charge people multiple fucking tickets to see one film. Get it right the first time. Get it. The script writing is the cheapest part of the movie making process. There's no excuse for having a shit script. Get a decent script, get it locked in, get a decent fucking team, and start making some classics again, like you used to. Stop living off your name and fobbing me off with this bullshit. Because I'm out. Richard, you might be happy with a technology, what was it? A robot doctor doing surgery. That's enough. That's good enough for you. It ain't good enough for me. I want a decent story, and then you can bolt on pretty pictures on top. But I want a fundamentally decent story, and I don't want you making the actors look shit like you did with Idris Elba. That's what I want. And until you give me that, you're out of the greatest of all time pantheon of directors. James Cameron can do it. He can keep doing good movies consistently. Denis Villeneuve has come in now, and he's took the baton from Ridley Scott, and he's doing excellent sci-fi movies. Ridley, you got to up your game. And I don't care if you're 86. If you're 86, retire. Stop putting out this shit. Stop fucking around with history. It's not a one-off. Keeps doing it. Napoleon. I'm going to fuck around with history. I'm going to make Josephine the fucking driving force. Fuck did it in Gladiator. I'm going to kill Commodus in the fucking arena when he was assassinated in the baths. What else did he do? Robin Hood. I'm going to make Robin Hood's stepfather the fucking author of the Magna Carta. Bullshit. Stop trying to sell the world. Look, if you're gonna, I'm done with him. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of Ridley Scott, and that's it. And that's all.
Fair enough, sorry. But yeah, yeah.
Is what?
Yes, well, I just want to leave it there. We might as well leave it there because I think we've established. I think you're wrong. I mean, I don't see how you can really question the movies that are. I have a problem with how many of his good movies you haven't seen. I think that's a problem. I'm recommending
2 or 3 from the 80s, apparently.
Well, The Body of Lies is relatively new, and The Counselor, so you should watch them. At least give them a little bit. Watch them. Watch them. The Counselor, I think you'll like. Body of Lies and Counselor. Yeah,
I will watch both of those movies.
Body of Lies is DiCaprio.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I like it. Leonardo DiCaprio's a brilliant actor. Brilliant.
Arguably the best. Arguably. I mean, it's.
I don't know if you watch Eating Gilbert Grape, but he's in that. It's one of his early movies, and he's playing a Down syndrome kid.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
and he deserved an Oscar for that.
Yeah. Incidentally, the new one that Scorsese did, I don't write. I went to the cinema to watch it. Actually, I was really let down again.
Oh, is that the one with the Indians?
Yes.
That's not based off a true story, that is.
Yes, I checked. It's a true story about it. Yeah.
Is it shit? I don't know.
I wouldn't say shit. I'd say it's. I may even say Napoleon's better. I mean, and that's a long shot because I don't rate either. It's upsetting because I went to the cinema to watch both. So it's put me off going to cinema to watch some kind of movies now. I'm only going to cinema now if it's a big blockbuster, action, scenery, like Dune 2, because Dune 2, it felt like I was in there. I was in there for about 3 hours, I think, but it was amazing.
It's all right.
I know you prefer Dune 1. That's fine, but we'll leave it now then.
I'm
So
gonna have to watch Dean 2 again. Sorry, I know it's nearly 10 o'clock. I won't keep you past 10. I'm gonna give me 2 more minutes.
go
I
on.
want to ask you about yeah, because you're talking about blockbusters and stuff like that. I mean, what you said about Scorsese's latest film, that's an example. It's too long. Apparently, it's about 3 hours long. It's too long, too bloated, too long. It's an example of Scorsese having too much control. He hasn't got a decent editor, strong producer writing him in, and he's produced shit. So, but you talk about watching blockbusters again. Funny enough, the film I really like, and I want to know what your opinion on it. Top Gun 2. Did you like that?
Dog shit.
You don't like Top Gun because it's American, isn't it?
No, I like Top Gun 1.
You sure?
I mean, I like Top Gun 1. I mean, your point there is, I mean, I do find it hard to watch those kind of like America Saving the World movies. I think when I watched Top Gun 1, I didn't think like that.
Yeah, I know.
I was a kid. And so Top Gun 2, but I'm not a big fan of like some 50, 60-year-old geezer who was like the bollocks when he was in his 20s getting in a fighter jet. I'm not a big fan of them kind of movies. The same with Rocky 17 or whatever one they're on now. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not into those. I think same with a program called Kirby Enthusiasm. Larry David is about 70 now. Him and his mate can't walk around, and it's. I'm not. I think they need to know when to stop. And top. I don't. To be honest, I can't think of many good recent films that. I don't like all that Mission Impossible stuff with Tom Cruise either. I think he's one that I think he maybe should retire because I can't think of a good movie he's done in the last 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's getting to that stage. It's interesting you say that because he's too old. Because he does a lot of his own stunts, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he is actually doing half the shit you're seeing on TV at that age.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
I don't care whether he does that. I don't care. I don't want to watch him for his gymnastic abilities. I want to watch the movie.
Oh, okay.
So
no, I really like. I thought Top Gun was a good film. It was a good film. But
I watched half an hour.
it even pulled on me emotionally as well. I did pull on me emotionally. It was there's two things that pulled on me. The thing with the father, the fact that his mate, he was responsible for the death of that kid's father, who he was best mates with. All that shit going on in the background. It did actually tug on my heartstrings a little bit. And another thing that really tugged on me, and it's going to tug on me. It wouldn't have tugged on you. I think I told you before in a previous podcast. I'm into American jets and stuff like that. And one of my favourite jets is the F-14 Tomcat, which he flew in the original Top Gun movie. And the theme of the movie is the new is replacing the old. And all these fighters, all these pilots now are in the new F-22s or whatnot, or I don't think it was F-22 in this film particularly. I'm not quite sure what jet it was, but it's the new fucking technologically advanced jets that they're in. And it's just in the end, they ended up in an old-fashioned F-14 Tomcat. Just him and the fucking son of it. It just pulled on my heartstrings just to see that old jet flying around and a fucking
I have a quick shout out for a program here then actually, because like I watched a program recently actually. Funny enough, I bumped into it just by watching clips that keep popping up when I was watching TikTok, just little bits, and in the end I was like, I'm going to watch this. I actually checked it with my mates first because they'd happened to see it. I don't know how I missed out on this one, but a program called Mr. In Between. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's Australian. He directed and wrote it himself. And funny enough, when talking about getting to you emotionally, his relationship with his daughter in it, because he's doing loads of dodgy stuff, illegal stuff, but he's got a daughter as well. And he's trying to be a good dad, but also he's breaking rules. But it's funny, it's entertainment, it's brutal, it's Australian. I mean, not that don't matter, but have you ever seen Chopper?
I've seen Chopper, yeah.
Yeah. Do you like Chopper? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Chopper. A little. Personally, I would put it above Chopper. It's the second best. I was thinking about in the last 20 years, I would have it as the second best series I've watched after Game of Thrones. That's my personal opinion. I can appreciate that it's not for everyone, but I would reckon that would be my one to watch If you don't like the first season, then knock it because it ain't for you. But it might be. If it is, you'll love it.
How do I watch it?
I don't know. I watched it through online. I mean, I don't know what. I think it's on the Disney Channel. Funny enough, if I'm mistaken,
What's that called? The in between.
the Mister In Between,
In between. Right,
Mister
okay.
In Between.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
share it with you if you want. So
I'll look out for it. So
Yeah.
what I want to watch.
Good thing is as well. So
Body of Lies.
hang on, it's 3 series, and each episode's only about 25 minutes, so you can really smash through it. It's not too much commitment. Do you know what I mean? But
Okay.
yeah, Body of Lies, and you've seen Black Vein, haven't you? Body of Lies and The Counselor.
Okay.
They're recent.
Yeah. Okay. I want them done now.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
Should we leave it there then?
Yeah, sure.
All right, that's fine. I'll be in touch.
See you later. Bye.
Till